Hi, my name is Lillian Gonzalez, and this is the Informative Speech Critique video assignment. The speaker's central idea for this speech is to educate the audience on the importance of Dia de Muertos by explaining the origin of the holiday through her childhood discovery of this celebrated day. As she is discussing the significance behind its rituals, the decorations, and traditions, the speaker ties back the connection and impact of this holiday in the Rio Grande Valley of South Texas. The speech flowed seamlessly with her transitions, benefiting her speech since it allowed the audience to follow her train of thought. Her transitional statements were strong as she used keywords such as, "so my purpose today," "another component," "also," "in addition," "I would like to introduce you to," and "in final." Ultimately, it kept the speaker's monologue structured, and these identifiable shifts kept the viewers engaged throughout the entire speech. The speaker's verbal delivery was incredibly effective, as her continuous pauses gave the viewer time to pace their thoughts around her message. Her volume when speaking was strong, however, at times when she turned toward the presentation or when she was reviewing her flashcard, I had a hard time hearing her speech. The filler words she applied in her speech brought a disadvantage as well towards the delivery because it communicates to the viewer that her composure may seem weak. I felt as if she was trying to fill the silence when she struggled to remember her lines. At times, the speaker's nonverbal behavior changed the speech's delivery as her hand gestures often distracted the viewers. Her facial expressions were minimal, so it was kind of hard to connect to the speaker as she spoke about her childhood and the educational information about the Day of the Dead. However, it may evoke a sense of grounding in a sense as her few expressions can emphasize certain points. The monologue itself was strong. However, the speaker's stance, constantly pivoting and shifting, also distracts the viewer. I believe the speaker could improve this speech by grounding herself in place instead of pacing, and her hand gestures could also be reduced to allow the viewer to completely focus on the message itself. She could also limit the excessive number of times she looked away from the camera and diverted the eye contact. It is crucial to maintain contact with the camera so the audience is immersed by the speaker. By implementing these changes, the speaker's delivery of the speech can be significantly improved. Lastly, if I were to grade this speech, I would give it a low A score, specifically a 90, because the speech itself was strong. However, certain verbal and nonverbal gestures and cues reduced the effectiveness of her communicative points. Thank you.